business. Let's make sense of business, and actually today we'll be looking at how to be money smart, and also how to catalyze, and also how to spend that money. A whole lot of discussion here. We'll be looking at the financial inclusion also as well, and we are also looking at how things have changed in the last couple of months, especially when it comes to money, and especially we talk about the fuel. Things are going up. How can you be financially disciplined? How can you also be able to invest the little that you have? That is a discussion that we will be talking about in the next hour or so. In the second hour, we will be looking at how the war in Iran has destabilized the supply and demand chains, especially when it comes to the things you must have had. Maybe you've ordered something online and you find that the price that you had ordered maybe a few months or even a few years ago is not the price that you're paying. What about the shipping? All that and much, much more. Many thanks indeed for joining us. I'm Ben Troy-Njue. On the sign language interpretation, we have Anne Wangeshi. For the next hour or so, kindly hit us up on our social media spaces for this and more. Allow me, without further ado, to introduce my guest this morning. We had a very short discussion in matters financial inclusion around a month and a half ago, but now at least we have enough time to actually spread that and also make it even more juicier. She is Edith Siddondo, who is the CEO and founder of Profit Acumen. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Njue. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I remember the last time we were talking about money, things were not as hard as they are now, looking at the fuel prices, which have had a domino or a ripple effect on other sectors as well. Looking at the financial, we're talking about also financial discipline. You're also a certified money coach and transformative catalytic coach as well. Maybe for our viewers who didn't have an opportunity, just to explain to us what exactly is a transformative catalytic coach.
All right. Thank you, Njue. Actually, the right name is Financial Empowerment Catalyst and a certified money coach. Yeah. And I founded Profit Acumen, a financial empowerment firm that helps people to maximize their earning ability and to transform how they relate with money. So what do these two things do? These two things, maximizing your earning ability, your earning potential, it helps you to be offensive, to play offensive when it comes to money. Offensive means you create a financial ecosystem, a financial structure that supports you irrespective of what is happening in the economy, irrespective of the challenges that come with life and life events. So you create resilient streams of income. In fact, multiple streams of resilient income. Transforming your relationship with money, that then helps you to play the defensive, meaning you're mindful of your spending, you create money boundaries, you are not controlled by outside pressures, but your spending is more controlled by what makes sense to you at a given time. So that is what Profit Acumen does. We help people to maximize their earning potential so that they are safeguarded irrespective of what is happening in the economy, and then transform how they relate with money. And
I'm also looking at people who are working, and you'll find that the more money you make does not translate to financial discipline or financial freedom. You'll find that maybe somebody is making, a practical example, around 50,000 shillings. Also straining because of maybe bills and everything, saves maybe a few shillings here and there, and then this person gets even 100,000, a salary of maybe 100,000, or the business is boosted and you make some more money, but you're still financially strained. You find yourself that you're still struggling, despite the fact that your salary maybe has been increased, or your business has is making some good money. Why is this?
Yeah, you know, I was in the summit this Saturday, the Prosperity Summit. It
Yes.
was our inaugural Prosperity Summit. We had it at Serena Hotel this last Saturday. And one of our speakers, Rispa Genga Ohaga, the incoming CEO of APA Apollo Group, in her speech, she said, she made the same statement you've just made, that increase in salary does not necessarily mean that your financial troubles end. Why? Because it's not because of the high cost of living, but it's the cost of high living. So as your income increases, you equally increase your obligations. You move from a small house to a bigger house because now more income has come. You move your children from a lower paying school to a private school, which is high paying. So it's a behavioral issue where you find more money does not mean financial freedom. More money comes when you can reason with your money. Money is something you relate with. You need to look at your money from a futuristic point of view. So, if I'm earning 100,000 now, does it mean I should spend more, or does it mean I should save more for my future to safeguard myself? One thing that many employees are so blind to is that jobs are not permanent. Anything can happen that can take you out of that seat any day. The question to ask yourself is, when that arises, will I be able to feed myself and continue to take my children to school? So we need to have a very broad perspective when it comes to money, and not be something I want to speak about, Njue, is not so much what you asked, but I want to bring it up because it's a big problem that is affecting our population today. Facing your finances as a victim. So, more needy, and not looking at yourself as you are the one to take ownership. You are the leader of your finances. So it means even if I'm earning 50,000, if I know it's not enough, what can I do to increase it? You have the ability within you. All of us are given something, either a gift, a talent. You have perfected it in your education, in your experience, in your expertise. What can you do with what you know, what you have, what you're good at, so that you change your financial position? We cannot keep blaming the employer and standing as needy people when we are gifted and we are given and we have all these things within us. All these things we are given for us to solve problems in the world. How can I begin to be a solution holder in this world and take charge of my finances?
I'm also looking at people who are making some good money, and also people in business. You'll find that the issue is not actually access to money, because if it's a business, you'll find people even taking out some loans or even taking up some savings, but they are not financially stable and are not financially disciplined. How important is financial discipline, especially when you're in business, because you can be able to access loans, but you see, you find that business have loans, but they're still going down.
Yeah, it's true. In fact, now, goes back to the two things I've said on how money, the two drivers of your financial success. One is the offensive strategy, where you place yourself in a position to make more money. The second is the defensive strategy. It means if you are somebody who has access to money, you have a hole, your defensive strategies are not working. I'm sure, Njue, you are a football fan.
Yes.
Yeah?
Arsenal, actually.
Arsenal.
We just won.
Isn't there defensive and offensive?
Yes.
Right. And both of them have to play their part.
Yeah.
The same thing with your money. So on the defensive side, it means you have leaks, or you have a structure that does not respond to your financial goals. So when you go to a financial institution and take a loan, the first thing you have to answer very well, what is it for? And is this loan going to work for you? What is that model and strategy you've put in place to make this loan work for you and not you working for it? You see, during COVID, the CRB, Credit Reference Bureau, released, I read an article on the newspaper that was talking about 19 million Kenyans have defaulted on their loan obligations. And at the time it was being alluded because of COVID. COVID only revealed a problem that was already existing. 19 million of our population, that is almost 2/3. How many of Kenyans are employed, are in an earning position? If 19 million, it means almost all the working population are defaulting on loans. It means those loans are not working for people. People are taking loans that they are serving the loan. You wake up every day to be imprisoned by a loan that is not serving you. So when you go and take a loan, loans are very good. People have managed to go for education with loans. People have built businesses with loans. People have improved themselves with loans. But when you take a loan and you're not very clear on what it's going to do for you, if you're putting it in a business, what strategy have you put in place to make that business repay that loan and give you a profit? So there must be some level of intelligence that we apply around money. You see, the problem is money is very emotional. Yeah, it's very emotional, and the human person deals with it mostly on the emotional brain. We have 3 parts of our brain. Yeah? So we silence the logical part, the executive brain, and we only deal with it on emotion and instinctive brain. So I feel, I do, I act, but I don't think logically. The same way when you are approaching your work, you activate your logical brain so that your work does not go, you get into trouble with your work. That is the same brain we must apply when we are dealing with money. Yeah, so that we avoid these things of, I'm now a victim, I took a loan, now I'm in problems. We cannot position ourselves as victims around money.
And now that the cost of living is quite high, and since post-COVID, now there is the war in Iran, which has made things, especially the cost of fuel, and which has have a domino effect on everything. What are some of the things that one can do away, especially if you have a family? Some people have had now to not use their vehicles every day. Some people have had to reduce the number of trips they make because of the high cost of living. How can we remain financially disciplined, especially now with the high cost of living, which has spiraled everything?
Yeah, again, back to the offensive strategies. And like you've said, some people have reduced using cars, some have taken their children closer home. All those adjustments, all those are good. And everyone has to look at their own circumstance and see, what can I adjust to make things better for me? But then it reaches a point where there's nothing more to adjust. Do you realize, Njue, that even people in the village who have food next to in their farms, they have a roof over their head, they are not paying rent, they more or less, they don't have to use cars, but they still need money. When they are sick, they need to go to hospital, they need maybe transport from one place to another. So money is critical and essential for our survival. So it gets to a point we must go back to the offensive strategies of asking ourselves, what do I have within me that can solve a problem and I'm paid for it? Because money is the reward for solutions that we offer. So, Njue, when people think about, let me get more money, many people think of things they don't know, things they are not good at, things they don't understand, things they don't have. There goes the problem. As we speak today and say there is no money, there are people who have put their money in things that they don't even know. Every night they are tossing in bed, not sure whether it has gained or lost. Speculative behavior around money. There are people who are doing that. Instead of going that direction, how can we go back and look at ourselves as valuable vessels? Because we were created. We didn't just appear in this world. We were created by our Father God. And He put in each of us gifts, talents. We've perfected them with education. What can I do with that? That can solve a problem and I'm paid for it. If all of us can go back that direction, I can tell you, Njue, most of our financial problems will go down. I'm actually a product of what I teach. At some point in my life, I went down financially. I didn't invest in a way in things that were income producing, and that led me to hit a roadblock with my money. What is that got me out? It's what I teach. Go back to your most valuable financial asset, what your maker gave you, what you perfected through your education, experience, and expertise. There's a gold mine in there. You need to unearth it, place it into the world, and the world will pay you for it. Right here, as we say, we've been in the period from COVID to now the war, now fuel. All these are external problems, and they'll continue, and we have no control over them. We cannot continue positioning ourselves as victims. The problems in this world, there are clear signs there's a solution with them within the human person. It's the human person who needs to uncover themselves, right? And give themselves permission to be a solution holder and not a problem holder. Yeah.
And I'm also looking at, I'm quite sure professionals will identify with this, where you move from one pay slip to another, and by 5th or by 10th of every month, the money is gone. How do these professionals move from a point of financial vulnerability to financial freedom?
Nice, nice. So first of all, Jue, when in Profit Acumen we call it paid on Friday, broke by Monday, that is a situation created by you. It's created by the decisions you made around your money. You made you tied yourself into obligations. Now the time for them to be paid has arrived. You have to pay them by Monday. So by Tuesday you have nothing. So again, not to look at yourself as a victim, because you are the one who made those financial obligations. They didn't just appear. You signed something, you agreed into something, it became a financial obligation. Number one. Number two is, once I've gotten myself into financial obligation, it's my responsibility to clearly understand, how will I pay for it? How will I pay for my obligations? You see, why do we get into obligations, Njue? It's because we feel we deserve. I deserve to have a car of this nature. I deserve to live here. The things you feel you deserve, those are your desires, and your desires are your possibilities. Those things that you desire in you, they are a sign that you have the ability to afford them. That's the first belief we must have. Stop this victim way of looking at money. Has to stop. Your desires are your possibilities. So where are those possibilities? They are within you. What you know, what you have, what you're good at, those are your possibilities. So this thing of standing shocked and saying, oh, I was paid on 1st, by 5th I have no money. It's true. It's not a situation we wish anyone, but you have the solution within you.
I'm also looking at how we have to adjust some of our budgets, and you rightly put it, during post-COVID, a number of financial issues, including we were unable to repay some of our loans as individuals. Then came the war in Ukraine. Everything spiked, and especially building materials and even food, sunflower oil, and everything. Now we have the war in Iran. We don't know what is going to come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've noticed something with Kenyans, and especially professionals. We take out more loans than the money we save. How do we inculcate the saving culture so that, you know, we don't know what is going to come? Maybe another form of illness is going to come and polarize everything. Maybe some more are going to be coming our way and polarize everything. How do we inculcate? Because we will need our savings, just like some of people are doing right now.
Yeah, the saving rate in this country is very low. Always has been below 10%, right? And it's a behavioral issue. You see, wealth is created by paying yourself first, and saving is a way of paying yourself first. When what you save is what you can invest and what you can make work for you. So the behavior, what we need to pay attention on, what we should pay attention more on is what creates this way of behavior around professionals. In my work as a certified money coach, what comes out so clearly is our upbringing, the roots of our raisings, is what presents itself in our adult life when it comes to our behavior with money. What do I mean by that? We were raised by adults in our homes. What were their behaviors? Some of us reflect what we saw. We only saw our parents spending and spending. And those imprints are deeply engraved in our mental map. So that is the model. That is our mental, the mind, the brain leads you to what it knows. You cannot do what you don't know. So what's familiar? What was familiar for you for the 20 years you lived in that home, or maybe 30 years? You saw people just spending. You saw people giving. Your house was always full of visitors and relatives. It's giving. So when you get money, what do? You forget yourself, you forget your needs, and you give. So those are patterns. They are patterns that we came with from our homes. So they manifest in how we behave with money as adults. So what do? I can even take a loan to give. I can take a loan to just buy things. We saw our parents doing what? Buying land. I take a loan, buy land. Whether it's productive or not, it doesn't matter. The land is in my name. That is how I understood how to relate with money. So until we step back, and this is what this book will help people do, the Prosperity Planner. It has the 6 foundations of lasting wealth. One of those foundations is wealth consciousness, awareness of your mental map, your subconscious money tendencies, and where they originate from. So this book takes you step by step to unearth what is that is in control of my money behavior. What makes me do things this way? Why is saving so hard? Why is it I know it's the right thing to do, but I can never get myself to do it? It's because something is in control. The brain is our operating system. What is in that brain is what you will do. It's not what you will have heard in a seminar. Whether you come for the best seminar and you're being told, go save, go invest, go do this, what is imprinted in your brain is what you will do.
And I'm looking at the young generation, and especially the Gen Zs. During our time, there weren't so many financial products as they are now. And even government. Currently, government is doing a lot in terms of trying to empower the youth. There's a Nyota, there's even Hustler Fund came actually to help more in any hustler, but mostly the young generation. And other than saving, they're not saving. And how can they ensure that these financial products, they are able to help them? Because looking at the records by the government, the refunding of or the repayment of a hustler fund. Many have defaulted. Many. Is it because of they lack the financial inclusion or the financial discipline to have this project? Because I saw in the Nyota project, they have the more or less the incubation and financial inclusion lessons. This could help in terms of how they work with the money that they are given, because at the end of the day, most of this money, they have to repay the money.
Yeah, again, Jue, you see, I don't know, it's behavioral issue emanating from how the brain is wired. So,
are they lacking the mentors in the financial mentors?
They lack awareness of what is driving the
priorities.
Yeah, no, they lack awareness of what is driving their behavior. So I know this is alone. These are educated young people, aren't they? I know this is a loan. I know it needs to be paid. But something else is driving my behavior towards this money. Some of them even take that money to start businesses. The intention is very good. But if the brain is not wired to support that which you want, it always veers off and takes you to a different direction.
How do we now wire it that way? Because a lot of young people are getting money, but they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, so it goes back to awareness. You need to know yourself. You need to know what drives my behavior. And again, we need to know that our brain plays the biggest part in what we do or what we do not do. Of course, education, training, like the Nyota training, those financial empowerment sessions help. Yeah, they help to awaken our awareness. And in fact, it's something I encourage the young people a lot. Instead of only entertaining yourself on YouTube, on social media, go to spaces where you are consistently learning about money. Money is a very essential tool. Until you understand it well and how it works, you'll keep messing up with it. Educate yourself. You need to educate yourself on money and how to work with it. So again, you have to make the effort. We cannot stand as needy people who need to be helped. You have to take initiative. We are in the technological space. There's so much information about money all over. Read, learn. Go to forums that can empower you. Take charge. Yeah? Not only to wait and say, oh, I've taken debt, I haven't paid. I mean, don't just be one more in the crowd of people who are complaining and needy.
All right, let's look at people who are both in business and also maybe are earning a salary. There are some many money habits that people have that they should be avoiding, especially now that everything seems to be on the rise and the salaries and the businesses are not doing as better as they were doing before, maybe before the Iran war, because everything seemed to have gone high. Which are some of these money habits that we should be avoiding?
Okay, so you mentioned something about people who are employed and also in business.
Yes.
I need to caution people, especially if you are employed, in just starting things called side hustle when you've not really understood what you're doing. Many professionals are losing their money in that direction. You have to understand what you're doing. You have to be there. A business is a baby. You have to nurture it, and it needs time. We are now in an environment where, like you've said, the cost of living is very high. And everywhere you go, prices have been tripled or, things have gone up. We need to respond to that. Because if things are high and this is the environment you are living in, it automatically means I need to up my game on how much I'm earning for me to respond to this high cost of living. If you're a business, do you need to re-strategize so that whatever you are providing to the economy, I provide something more that can bring in more money. It needs us to rethink and get out of our comfort zone. One of our speakers, Francis, he was the keynote speaker at the Prosperity Summit on Saturday, Francis Okomo Okello. There's something he mentioned about the approach to the careers that professionals take, which to me, I see it as a reason why people don't earn what they deserve. Taking a tunnel-visioned approach where I only know one thing, I only do one thing. The world is now complex with complex problems, like you've mentioned. How can I reposition myself to be multidimensional, and with that I can earn more income? So I'm not this one person who can only balance books. Can I also help in strategy? Can I also help in marketing ideas? Can I be somebody who can be depended on many facets? That makes you an asset. And an asset that is valuable can only be paid more. Yeah.
And I'm also looking at the country. In the next 2 weeks, the country will be reading a budget. And all the countries, basically almost every country in the world has a budget or what we would call a financial planner. How important is a financial planner or even budget for anyone having any money to be able to, see how much money is coming in, how much money is going out? How important is a financial planner?
Very important. You see,
and how do you start? Maybe you start by the way we used to do in high school.
Drawing.
You draw a table of the income.
We are in a technological space now. There are many platforms, even Google Sheet. If you go to Google Sheet, you'll get an Excel sheet where you can put your in and your out. Budgeting is so important. It's very, very important because the human person internalizes by what they see, not what we store in our heads. So when I can see this thing, I begin making sense of it. Writing down things really helps. I advocate for having an Excel sheet. Even me, I keep it for my finances. That really tracks what has come in, what is going out. And when you're going to a supermarket, go with a list that controls how you're going to spend in there. So our eyes helps us internalize things deeper than just at surface level. When you just calculate things in your head, you'll miscalculate. And it can cause you serious problems. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen that's also a very good platform to know exactly where the gaps are or the deficits are, just like we have in our normal national budget.
Yeah.
And not many people are doing this. Let's be very honest.
If a country is doing it, that is simply what the budget is. We are going to talk about ins and outs, isn't it?
Yes.
So if a whole nation is doing it, don't you think it's important to do it for your personal finances? And again, this book helps in that. There's a section on wealth cultivation, financial management. It helps you know, how do I start to begin to manage my finances? How do I develop what we call a wallet tracker? Something that tracks your wallet. What has come in, what has gone out, and where has it gone?
Yes, I'm also looking at sectors with untapped wealth potential because you're a financial coach. Assume that I've come to your office or I need your services. Which are some of the untapped sectors that many people should be diverging into?
You know, there is no sector that I would say completely has no financial potential. Why? Because all these sectors serve the human person. They either serve us in terms of health, wealth, or relationship. The human person continues to be in need of these three. We navigate around that. So it's just that how we consume things change. It means these sectors need to adapt more and more to respond to how the human person is consuming information now. But all these sectors, if you think through, you'll always find a way. I want to give you an example, Njue. When, before Airbnb came to be, we understood that if I travel, I look for a hotel, a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, 6-star hotel, depending on what I want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Airbnb came and changed the narrative. Nobody saw it at that time as a need. That is a sector. It's just a fresh perspective in the sector. Yeah? Before Uber came, weren't you okay having Juguna's phone, Omondi's phone number in your phone, and sharing it with your colleagues when they need to go
cab
somewhere?
drivers.
Weren't we okay?
Yes.
Fresh perspective. That is what the sectors need, a fresh perspective, a new way of thinking. And you'll always find there's something to be done in there. Yeah.
Let's go to debt and managing debts. Which are some of the tips of managing debt? Because we know very well debt necessarily not a bad thing. Even I don't think there's a country, even the US and the UK, even developed countries have debts.
Yes.
How important is it to manage debt, and which are some of the tips of managing debt, especially when you are not earning a lot but you still have to borrow?
Yeah, I want to speak about debt in context. So, there is debt that you already have, that you've already used, and it didn't produce anything for you. But now you have it, it has your name on it. It is only you who has to clear it. What do you do when you're in that situation? The only way to get yourself out of that, you need to produce money. You need to find ways of solving problems. You earn money, pay off this debt. If you are somebody who has debt and you have income, but now you need to manage it better, it's always best to start by clearing the small, expensive loans. You clear those small, what we call the debt snowball, clear the small, expensive loans, and then go to the huge loans. One strategy I encourage my clients, let's say the people who have mortgages, who have long-term loans, take advantage of capital reduction. The capital reduction means if my loan I'm supposed to be paying 20,000 a month, I add another 5,000 as a capital reduction. That helps to bring down your interest very fast, and it brings down the cost of your loan. So the answer to loans is to pay them. You need to pay them. You need to have money to pay them. If you don't have, you use what you know to create solutions and earn money and pay your debt. One thing I must say is you need to prioritize paying off expensive loans. Otherwise, they imprison you. You wake up every day to just work for the financier. By the time you are now beginning to work for yourself, you are now 60 or 65, you need to retire. That is why you find there are people who buy houses, family homes. When they retire, the immediate thing is to sell it. So it's like you just worked to buy this house and you sell it even at a lower price because you are in dire need of money.
Then there are Kenyans who are working in various countries in their diaspora, and they have decided to invest. A number of them I've seen deciding to invest here in Kenya, maybe land, maybe buy houses. How important, and what are some of these steps and loopholes to avoid for somebody who investing from abroad, and you're far, you're investing here in Kenya? Which are some of these things to avoid? Because we have seen issues where, or situations where you find somebody thinks that in the last 5 years he's been, sending money, but nothing has been happening in the country. The lot has had. Which is one advice that you can give to anyone who is working outside with a view of investing back home?
So, you see, I often advise my clients that look at your investment as a business. it's a second source of income, or it's something that should be earning you money. When it comes to business and income generation, you must separate relationships, family relationships and friendships with business. Because if you don't do that, you are ending up giving somebody who has no skill to invest that money, and you expect of them to do something meaningful with it. That is why so many people have been disappointed and they've lost money by giving responsibility to their loved ones. Why not just go the professional way?
All right. Edith, just hold.